game Contra really laid down a great foundation for video games, and it was so successful that they ended up releasing a sequel, and this was named Super C. Now, I'm not a marketing genius or anything, but how would anyone know this is a Contra sequel by just looking at the cover? Ah, fuck it, let's just get to the game. After being dropped out of a helicopter, your mission begins, and the game really doesn't make any major strides in either the gameplay or the graphics, so everything should look and feel very familiar to you. Now if you thought the first game was hard, then you ain't seen nothing yet. Because each level you reach throws more enemies at you than ever before. For the sequel, they pretty much made the same game, but doubled the amount of enemies. I mean, just look how many guys they have coming at you. Just where am I supposed to run from something like this? Maybe if I had a controller for a hand, I'd have a sporting chance at this game. But since I don't, death is pretty much imminent. All I can say here is that the aliens are back with a vengeance, and they're throwing everything they have at you to make sure you don't make it out alive. And the aliens pretty much come at you from every direction. Ow! Fuck! But I'm not kidding when I say you have a lot of shit to deal with. The odds really become stacked against you in this game, and it's shit like this that makes things even worse. Oh, come on, just how the hell am I supposed to reach that? And it's not like I could just jump up there and get it, because I can't even jump that high. Don't they know that white men can't jump? Now since this game has increased in difficulty, you would hope that they kept the 30 lives code around, but no such luck, because it's gone. Instead, they replace it with a different code that only gives you 10 lives. Oh, that's great. Do they really expect me to beat this game with only 10 lives and 3 continues? Yeah, right! Who the hell do they think I am? Rambo? What I need is a genie. A game genie, of course. And how do you get one? By rubbing a magic lamp. It worked! Alright! Okay, genie, for my first wish, I wish for infinite continues. Now I'll just add the secret code and get a second player to play. Hey, Wise Sage! You're just in time. I could really use your help.
I thought you might. So what's the plan?
Well, we've got to save the Earth from another attack.
Count me in. Let's kick some alien ass.
Having a second player in this game is pretty much a requirement if you're planning on reaching the end. Plus it even helps out in places like level 3, where enemies seem to be jumping out of every fucking pixel just to kill you. Oh my god, they just keep coming! Super Contra has a total of 8 levels to fight through, and just like before, you won't have to fight off any aliens until the last couple of levels. Now you'll be seeing all kinds of different creatures, but did they really need this many? When you encounter them, they come at you full throttle with everything they have. God, these guys are out for blood! Whoa. This level really keeps you on your toes, especially in this area where the ceiling keeps falling down on you. And it really wouldn't be much of a problem if these aliens would stop coming down 6 at a time. Just look at this shit. Fuck! I swear this level has more aliens in it than the Mos Eisley spaceport.
Ah yes, I agree.
Once you reach the ending boss, the creature waiting for you is some sort of weird looking alien head on top of a woman's head. And I'm not sure if this is supposed to be disgusting or kinky. Well, no matter. Let's just kill this bitch. Alright, we won!
Well, my work here is done. Farewell, my friend.
Once you beat the game, the helicopter flies away, and the day is saved once again. At least I think it is. I'm really not sure because the game doesn't fucking tell me. After all the hard work one has to endure to complete the game, the only thing you find out is that someone gave a special thanks to the Super C team. Yeah, and here's a special thanks from me too, Super C team. Thanks for the spectacular ending, and thanks for filling every level of this fucking game with a fuckload of enemies. And thanks for taking the fucking 3 lives cut away from you, bastards. Now there was only one more Contra game released for the NES, and that was called Contra Force. If you're lucky enough to find one today, you'll most likely spend at least $40 for it. Damn, $40 for an NES game? For that price, you'd think it'd be one incredible game, right? Well, let's find out. Did I just put the wrong game in? What the fuck is this? This isn't Contra, and it looks absolutely nothing like it. So where are the blimps? And the aliens? And why have two of the main characters of the Contra series been replaced by 4 other people I've never even heard of? Just what the hell is going on here? If I didn't know any better, I swear they just took a random game and slapped the fucking Contra logo on it. And you know what? That's exactly what they did. What? Cue the music! This game right here was originally supposed to be released in Japan under the name Arc Hound. But for whatever reason, it just became another throwaway game that got rejected. Konami then decided to buy the license and release it in the US. After doing so, they slapped the Contra logo on the startup screen, and voila, Contra Force was born. What really boggles the mind is how nothing from this game was altered before including it into the Contra family. Now the same kind of thing did happen with the Super Mario Bros. 2 game, but at least Nintendo had the decency to replace the main characters with Mario characters. You know, I just wonder how many unsuspecting people bought this game just because the Contra logo was on the cover. Boy, were they in for a big surprise. Well, let's just get this review done and over with. Once starting the game, they give you the option of choosing any 4 of the new characters. And one feature that ends up being really cool is being able to switch out your characters during any point of this game. And when you switch out your character, you'll even switch out his life count. If you lose a life, no problem. Just switch over to someone else who has plenty of lives left. But the one thing that really sucks is if the character loses his last life, the game ends. This even happens if all the other players still have lives left. What a shit flipper. Another feature they added was that they allowed the game to take control of a second player to fight alongside you. Now this may sound awesome, but it really isn't, because they ended up fucking this up too. You see this counter down here? Well, the computer-controlled soldier is only given 5 seconds to do his thing before he disappears. What a pointless piece of shit feature this turns out to be. Just what the hell is he supposed to accomplish in 5 seconds? You know, it would have been nice if he stayed around at least until he got shot or something. And look at this shit. Half the time he ends up firing in the wrong direction. Wrong way, dumbass. Fuck, no wonder this thing never got released in Japan. Even though this isn't a Contra game, the one thing that it does live up to is the difficulty level the Contra series offers. One of the main reasons this game is so hard is due to the length of these levels. In fact, they end up being about 3 times longer than the ones in Contra. And since it only takes 1 shot to kill you, it doesn't take much to send you back to the beginning of the level. Ah, fuck! I've had enough of this bullshit! Game Genie, I wish to be invincible. Yeah, now we're talking. Now there are only 5 levels in this game, and as much as I hate to admit it, some of them are actually fun. They really put some interesting concepts into this game. Like this for instance. You end up crossing the river to reach a submarine. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But I think the 4th level is probably the coolest level in this game. The object of this level requires you to jump from airplane to airplane, and I gotta say, it's pretty darn unique. Even though the jet sounds have been directly lifted from the game Top Gun. Ah well. Now the 3rd level, on the other hand, is just a huge pain in the ass. It ends up being one of those types of levels where you gotta climb higher and higher until you reach the top. And if you make one wrong move, you fall all the way to the bottom and have to start over again. God, I hate these types of levels. Come on. There we go. Jump over here and... What the fuck? Did that platform just explode? What the fuck is that about? Wow, this game just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it? But the most baffling thing about this game has to be the ending. The game tells you that the guy you are trying to rescue is still missing. Still missing? What the hell kind of a half-ass ending is this? And the situation is still unresolved? Are you fucking kidding me? When a game tells you in a roundabout way that you've just wasted your time beating it for nothing, you know you've got a real piece of shit on your hands. Contra clone or not, there's no excuse for this, and it's totally unacceptable. So I guess there's only one more thing to do with trash like this, and that's to burn it. Even though the game Contra Force may have been a phony sequel, the fans would be treated to a third installment, which would be released on the Super Nintendo. Oh, and I almost forgot. Contra 3 had been the sequel fans had been waiting for, but what a great move Konami made by calling it number 3, which pretty much took Contra Force out of the picture. In the opening sequence, the aliens return for a third time, and they start things off by decimating an entire city. Shit! These are some really pissed off aliens, and after a game like Contra Force, who can blame them? Now before starting the game, I'm just going to head on over here to the options screen and select the easy setting. If the past Contra games are any indication, it'll probably be a wise thing to do. During the first few seconds of the game, you'll notice that instead of starting out with a crappy gun like in the first two games, they cut right through all the bullshit and just give you a machine gun. This game also includes new weapons to play around with as well. Heat seekers, flame guns, nukes, and they even revamped the shitty laser gun. A well-deserved upgrade if you ask me. Now you may be asking yourself, is this a hard game to play? You bet your ass it is, but hey, it's a Contra game. What'd you expect? The games in this series always seem to follow along a certain pattern, and this one is no exception. Even on the easy mode, this game has more shit flying around than an exploding porta potty. And to make things worse, there are no codes in this game to help you out whatsoever. So it's probably going to be in your best interest to use a Game Genie, because if you can't reach these later levels, you're really missing out. You ride around on motorcycles, ride on helicopters, and even climb up walls like a regular fucking Spider-Man. At times, this game really gets difficult to play, with level 5 being the absolute worst. And whoever added this level really needs to be shot. Now the enemies here shouldn't give you too much of a problem, but these ledges on the other hand... Shit! Whose fucking idea was it to make these ledges so narrow? Another thing in this area I can't stand are these damn whirlpools. If you accidentally touch one, the ground goes spinning, and you have no control over which direction you're headed in. My god, talk about your bad cases of vertigo. Now this game only gives you 6 levels to fight through, but just like in the previous games, they do end up saving the aliens layer for the final level. And just look at this. Remember this thing from the original game? Sweet! I just love these nostalgic moments. Makes me wish I could just capture this moment in a postcard. Yeah, something like that. Once you travel further down in the level, you'll come to yet another recreated scene. And this time, it's the final boss from the first game. And that's cool too, I guess. So after you kill him, the next enemy you come to is the final boss from the second game. I think this trip down memory lane is really wearing itself thin. Even the final boss is just another rehash of a Contra 2 enemy. So did they end up running out of ideas here or what? Ah well, I'll take what I can get, I guess. Once you defeat the game, a helicopter then picks you up and flies you to safety. But instead of getting a well-deserved ending, you end up with this crap. Are you sharp enough to beat the normal mode? What the fuck? I just spent an hour trying to beat this game, and this is my only reward? You asshole! Instead of the game just ending right here, now I've got to waste my time going back and conquering the game in the normal setting. And it's not like I had anything else better to do, but it's just a waste of time. Because even if you do beat the game this time around, you end up with this message. And it pretty much tells you to go back to level 1, beat the game on the hard setting, and then we'll talk turkey. Well, you arrogant piece of shit! I'm just determined more than ever to see an ending to this game. And at this point, I'd even accept an ending that says, you just wasted your time with this game, so go fuck yourself, you gaming asshole! Ugh, just give me a fucking ending already. Is that too much to ask?